seem to go quite as well. I don't know why. It could just be over the course of the movies, the lost and relationships really start to get knocked down. You know, this is because also you just you can put on the side, which is really people getting off, which is a really hard decision. And this fulfilling is extremely well. It became very desperate.
To left field and a backflip amidst the flashing lights.
And then we say, well, you know, we can just renovate it. And, you know, these are expensive houses in the Bay Area. We would bid beyond our range and say, well, maybe we could rent out half of the house and recover some of our. That way, we just didn't feel like these decisions were that rational. And meanwhile, the apartment hunting, that just wasn't going so well. We tried picky what we're looking for. Now, to make matters worse, in my opinion,
hello, baseball fans. I'm Matt Vasgersian. Welcome to the show.
Not good at home. She would take our son and just drive him around all day. It surprised me one day when I realized because I left for she left too. And then when I came back from work, she would come back a little bit later, and she would have been out all day with my kid. I just felt that wasn't so I complained about this, and she decided one day that she would go over to Japan. And she took my son over. Okay, fine. They're going vacation trip. While she was out, she actually told me that she would not come back until I could secure a place for her. So I began scrambling and looking at houses that I could buy. And we wanted to buy a house. But with this type of leverage in hand, in the short term mind, because
all right, wait a minute. I was just a 61 yesterday.
This place, $4,000 a month. Now that's way beyond
that
my
was 58.
I'm used to. Our last apartment was $2,800.
What is
so
this?
A big jump up. I thought, well, hey, maybe it's worth it, right? Maybe this can satisfy her.
And why is this misnamed?
It's essentially a $50,000 deal present for her, and I thought that she would come back and she would.
And there's nothing on here.
Unfortunately, when she came back, she was still embittered and angry at my.
There's nothing to do with pitching.
To cut my whole side of the family. It's okay. Like I can try to.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
It became strange when she started inviting her side of the family. She would invite her mother over, and then we would be doing vacation trips, and just started not feeling relief. And I realized in-laws don't have the best relationship. That's fine. I'm not asking for anybody to be best buddies here. But I think that people need to have some workable relationship, at least be on talking terms here. Now, there are
Control is good. And velocity.
Which
yes.
I wouldn't really recommend. You know, I think people should just be happy and love each other. You know, life is so short as it is, and everybody is suffering. Like, just make it a better place. But besides the emotional hurt it causes from taking away somebody's.
Okay, yeah, because before I didn't know what I was going to be playing, so.
So since my ex-wife decided to cut off my parents.
It's cheese. It takes
up. At the same time, my parents were setting up a living trust, which funds would go through me and into her. I asked my ex-wife what we should do about the inheritance. And it's pretty sizable because my parents they've done well in their life as well. She actually said she didn't want any part of that inheritance. She wanted to be out of that.
Okay.
That required me to start looking into setting up like a living trust, which is just another complete hassle and pain to get through. Not to mention, I did not personally like the idea of, like, let's say I suddenly die. All of my assets would probably just disappear and go. And our son, she would just take him into Japan, and they would never see my family ever again. It would just disappear into that land.
Wait a minute.
It's okay, kind of, but it's also not quite the legacy that I had. It's not really the cause.
Building.
It doesn't represent.
I want that.
Really
okay. All right. Let me see. That's mainly for my pitching. Correct.
Besides that, there are a number of
second base.
Number one, if you didn't know, in an inheritance event, all cost bases get stepped up. So if your parents have like a house,
what does it say? Okay.
Value, normally they would have to pay a lot of capital gains on that.
I'm gonna have to figure this out. But if I'm gonna be, why can't I rename this? What is this?
The cost basis gets stepped up such that you will pay taxes on that. The only way to take advantage of this, though, is that you need to have good relationship, which they will leave you something. What we're talking about here is intergenerational.
Okay, there's the painter, control, velocity, spark plug, contact, power. Yes. Power 5. Power one. Okay. So there's some things that need to be explained. Rarity, position, affinity. Yeah, man.
They become this huge boulder that just steamroller.
Why does it say?
Just try to get along.
Okay, that says pitching. Can I delete this default? Cause that shit is just all over the place. I don't know what the fuck.
This is where my success actually seemed to make things worse because I would try offering her fancy dinners, jewelry, presents.
Okay. Okay. It's a lot to be learned here.
Simply, people weren't getting along because there were differences in communication style and values.
Yeah, let's create a new one.
Being the non-confrontational, he doesn't talk that much.
And why do I keep misspelling shit?
Anytime I try to explain any of this,
Hitting.
she gave any explanation. And as things build up, she probably just got so fed up one day.
So-
Did not see this coming. She took my kid and just vanished back to Japan. Maybe there was another.
Okay, this is telling me what these are for.
Sick. She may have just preferred
Slugger. Want that?
We tried to take some time and talk things out with her. And I should know that this is
So slugger is just this slugger is specifically for certain. So confused.
People may be wondering, maybe you're not really so strong. But for me, we showed the video.
Oh, there's a lot here, there's a lot here. What's I want power? Break. Yes.
There's so many misconceptions about that. Some people think that hugging is very important.
Velocity for pitching, fielding for fielding, contact is for hitting. There's just a lot here. There's a lot here. But it's not explained very well. Okay, all right. I need a better explanation of this. Relief picture, starting picture. Let's go to painting. Painter. Okay. Painter. Control. Blah. Okay. Slugger. Okay. Guess I'll create one for building.
Your chances of getting to basically a 9-to-5 job is not. And now some people will say,
so let's slick building. Let's go slick building. This all says what in the entire. Okay,
see, I was recently reading this book.
it's still in basis.
And that makes sense because when you think about people trying to lose weight, well, maybe they'll overcome it by
Pitching.
broccoli, lettuce, and carrots, and maybe they can sustain that for maybe 2 weeks. But at the end of that, they have to go back to eating the author says you really need this, not just a one-time action,
Did I look at that right?
The idea is you have to change who you are. You want to be a reflective that you have to be more than just SSR. Even if you earn that money, you'll probably go on a celebrity Lamborghini, go to Vegas and blow and all that stuff. Because a lot of these people, they're focused way too much on consumption. And that money is not money. And so the secret is that in order to become a millionaire, you have to actually become a millionaire.
There's a lot here. There's a lot here. There's a lot here. There's a lot here.
That have made me successful.
Let's go. Alright, fuck it. Can I delete loadouts? That is the question. Can I delete this shit? If that misspelling is gonna bother the fuck out of me. Oh, maybe it's over here. Oh, okay. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Now I see.
The idea can only take you so far to a certain point in time, and chances are there's probably somebody else out there who already has a similar idea.
Okay, makes sense now. So,
I think quickly execute on that and build another clone. Many times you'll see that in the marketplace. The winner is not necessarily the one with that first mover advantage, but is the person who's able to execute on an idea the best. And so, speaking of which, that book, Atomic Habits, kind of mentioned this, which is to not confuse motion for action. So what's the difference between these two? Well, motion is basically the idea of just putting yourself in movement, like reading blogs,
starting
papers,
picture.
articles, studying up on resources, watching YouTube videos, learning about things. Now that's all motion, and it lures you into a false sense of productivity where you think you're getting something done, but you're actually taking zero action.
So I can get up to 90 with my forcing. Alright.
It's not productive because it's still consumption. When you're actually taking action and applying the information.
Okay, alright.
This involves some form of public humiliation where you put your ideas out there and it can either succeed or fail. And when you stop to think about it, you'll see that I would say 99.9% of people never execute once in their lifetimes. Most people who are geniuses full of ideas have never brought a single product to market because they're afraid of that public failure. Now, the second thing you need to realize is you need to go 10x. You have to learn to scale yourself. Operate at an order of magnitude much greater than what you're currently operating at. A lot of common strategies for getting rich, like saving money, clipping coupons, investing in your Roth IRA, shopping for Black Friday deals, investing in those slow-growing assets like bonds, your 401k, or even collecting credit card points and miles. Now, while all of those may be fun hobbies, you should leave that at that because they are not the means through which yourself to millionaire. There are no YouTubers who became millionaires simply by not drinking Starbucks coffees and making their
Getting
own
some
iced
great
coffees.
results on the mound early in his pro career, and people around the game are taking notice. One of those people is Jonathan Mayo of MLB Pipeline, who joins me now. Jonathan, what are you seeing when you look at him out there on the mound?
Yeah, there's nothing more exciting than seeing a guy going from the amateur game to the pro game and hitting the ground running. He's really taken to the pro instruction. You've seen all of his stuff take a step.
Collecting food stamps or stimulus checks. It just doesn't work that way. But my message for you is to be very careful about selling your time. In fact, if you were to do a quick back of the envelope calculation on the value of your time, okay, let's think about this. In order to make $100,000 per year, and let's assume that you're working Monday to Friday, 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, what does that mean? Yeah. You need to be earning $52 per hour or about $400 per day. That's just to get 100K per year. Now, let's say you wanted to earn 500K per year, equivalent to what I was making over at Facebook. How much would you need to value your time at? Well, you would need to be earning about $2,000 per day, or charging $250 per hour, approximately. And so when you start to think about that, if you are selling your time for anything less than that, and you're not building up any accumulated skill or investing in yourself, building up anything long-term throughout that process, then you are essentially just plateauing. You're not making any progress towards any higher goal. Like, for example, if you're working as a waiter for $25 an hour or driving Uber cars, then your earning rate is about 10x lower than what it needs to be in order to get to, say, 500K per year. Now, the situation changes somewhat if you have the Uber driver listening to audiobooks while they're driving around. And then they're starting to build up some skills, some information. And maybe after some time, they would have acquired sufficient information, inspiration would have struck, and they'd be able to launch their own business, perhaps. But aside from that, if there's no other residual value that you're gaining, you're simply trading away your time for a little bit of cash, then I would consider perhaps getting out of that business. Now, my third point for you is about playing the part of the millionaire, or at least acting like, even if you're not quite one yet, and that may have to do with bringing up sufficient large amounts of time for yourself to spend a lot of time on the computer. I spend a lot on the computer, even if sometimes I've got nothing to do, I just sit there thinking about what I can work, a business idea I can come up with. Because the thing is, if you don't even carve out sufficient time for yourself, I would say 3 to 4 hours to sit in front of a computer to work on your business. And maybe you don't even have a business, but your imaginary
Smoky
business.
Joe,
You want to give yourself
Smoky
time
Joe
to work on that.
will come on in
Because
relief
if every
now
day
as
you're
he'll
busy
make
from
his
morning
10th
to
appearance of the
evening,
season.
and you're just hanging out with friends, reading books, playing video games, checking out your social media, baking a cupcake, telling your friends, and then you're ending the evening by watching 2 full-length feature films back to back, then you've simply just got no time for stuff. Like, your life is already pretty much set the way you created it, and you don't have time to try to even become a millionaire. Let me give you an example. Do you remember when Diablo 3 came out? Well, when that game came out, I was so excited for that I just cleared out my whole entire schedule such that I would have sufficient time to play that game and become very good at it. And in fact, I even quit my job. That's how serious this was for me, because I knew that was how much time I would need to play the game, and that's how you know I was prepared and ready and serious for this. In order to become successful, you need to understand that success is a hobby in and of itself, and success requires time. And you need to clear out time for it. I would say 3 to 4 hours per day, kind of like a new hobby like motorcycling, or sailing, or rock climbing. And if you were to put in 4 hours dedicated to your own success every single day, I mean, I would be hard pressed to imagine anybody would not have some level of success if they were to put in
Now
that
to bat,
commitment.
Nick Maton. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. First pitch on its way.
That good entrepreneurs, people who are able to start their own businesses, have a tendency to question the way things are, to question authority, and to kind of bend a few rules here and there, because entrepreneurs
This
tend
one's
to
flared
disrupt
off to the
things,
right
change the
side.
status quo,
Gomez
because
stay with it as he backs up
maybe
and
there's
puts
some
it
better
away.
way to do
One
things
gone.
to really get to the source of truth.
Now it'll be Josh Stevens struggling so far in this one and looking to erase his 0 for 4 ball game right here. Little tapper down the first baseline.
Start making real money, it feels like robbing a bank, because they're just making so much money and it doesn't even sound fair. There's a sense of moral guilt when they found a way
Tries to shave the corner with that pitch, but it's 1-1.
Hey, this guy hasn't reached the big leagues yet, but he's coming. You're going to know his name at some point. He just got a few more developmental things to work on.
No contact there, and it's 1-2.
Understand that social status and respect is something that's
Fouled away.
because the thing is, everyone is about there's going to be a public there. Before I put my first step, that was a success story.
Tough pitch to lay off there, but he did, and it's even up at 2-2.
I know he missed with a fastball right there, but this guy's arsenal, you can't figure out what he's trying to do. He's got a lot of different directions he could go in.
And he'll strike out here yet again. It's been a ball game to forget thus far. 4 strikeouts.
Everybody's all up around you. Sort of habit-seeking behavior is just generally not that well aligned with entrepreneurship, where there's going to be a lot of struggle, and it's going to be something that requires a lot of different. Ready to become a millionaire? Start your good financial habits with a smarter, more focused.
So now to the plate, Jerry Mendez. As he'll ground this one foul for the first strike. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far.
There was one other there are one other.
A little quick on that swing, and he finds himself behind 0-2. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. Breaking ball below the zone. That's ball 1.
He didn't look overly fooled right there, because a lot of pitchers will go to the breaking stuff 0-2, but he certainly looked ready for a breaker on that pitch.
2 balls and 2 strikes now.
And you're pretty much ready to go. Plus, they'll give you a free $25 just for checking out the service.
And that misses, so it's a full count, 3-2.
That was another good pitch and a tough call that could have gone either way. He couldn't get him to bite on it again, so the count's
Looking at a fastball to to end the inning. So they go down without a whimper here. To the bottom of the ninth we go. Top of the order due up. Reading leads it 4-3.
So by the end of your life, when you all of your time.
New inning set to get underway, and next will be the speedy catcher, Rafael Marchand.
And that, I would say,
Here's the first pitch.
because when you think about it, your most valuable resource is not
This
time.
has
Your
to
most
be a
valuable
productive
resource-
at-bat right
anybody's
here.
most valuable
I know you
resource
want to
is
drive the
time.
run in and get the
And the goal
RBI.
is to
You have to find a way.
Appreciate that follow, builders.
Move this runner over to third.
I scared the shit out of me. I forgot I had that sound on.
Now,
The 0-1.
I've also had this recollection
Off the
that,
plate,
you know,
one
a long
ball,
time,
one strike.
I would always wish to be happy. I wanted happiness. And I think many of us wish for happiness as well. We think that, well, maybe the meaning of life is happiness. But when you
Looked like he
start
tried
think
to
about
pull it there,
happiness
but he
can be
swings
huge
right
when you-
through the fastball.
But like,
This is going to be an interesting at bat.
It's a very
I think he
simple
has to be
reaction
pitching for a
when your brain
strikeout
just
here,
reacts
so
to something
we'll see
that
what kind of
you're
sequence he
thinking about.
uses.
You're going to be happy. But at the same time, we all know it's going to be something sort of empty, not really
Ready with
worthwhile.
another
In fact,
two-strike
another
offering.
thing-
Oh, come on, get him out of here.
There's something I wonder why some people don't do is, couldn't people just go to Southeast Asia, sit on the beach, and if they do that probably
Swing and a flare hit toward right, and no one can get there as it falls. And the go-ahead run will move up to third, and
God
Rice
damn
will
it.
hold there with nobody out.
Matty, it's hard to say right here. I gotta believe they dove into the scouting reports on every outfield arm. He did not take an aggressive pass coming around third base bag right there.
Strike better out without letting them make any contact. Strike better out in 3 pitches. Woo. Okay. Let's take the challenge. God damn it. And there goes that.
Fouled straight back off the catcher's mask, and no matter how strong that mask is, that can't feel all too good.
I guess I should have just
He
threw him
has the
away.
possible go-ahead run only 90 feet away at third base. Now a ball slapped hard the opposite way. The catch is made. Here comes the go-ahead run for the plate, but it's offline. He scores. And
Well,
they
shit.
jumped ahead here in the 10th. So here is Luis Garcia, struck out in his last trip to the plate.
Yeah, Matty, and hopefully he got it out of his system. Especially now, he's got to bear down. He gets the 2 strikes in this spot, has to put the ball in play.
Behind 0-2 now. Nothing in 2 count and the pitch.
Good job by the catcher.
Gotta
to keep
send
the
him
ball from
fishing.
Getting too far away and allowing that base runner to get into scoring position. That keeps the double play in order, which they need, seeing as they've already.
Yo, yeah, go
given up one run in
chase
this
that.
inning.
And he strikes
Yeah.
out again. And that's the 5th time he's punched out today. This has certainly not been his game.
Well, there's the great equalizer, the changeup, El Cambio. Listen, if you can keep that pitch in your back pocket and pull it out when you need it, like he did right there, usually hitters, they don't stand a chance.
Kerry Chow is in with 2 away now as he looks at a called strike 1. Lifted in the air out
You gotta get that.
Abreu will reach out
Yeah.
with one hand to make the catch
Man.
on the move, and that ends the
So
inning.
much contact.
So a run on 1 hit, no errors, and
So
an out
much
left.
contact.
So now we'll see if these guys can get even in the bottom of inning number 10. Reading is out in front here, 5-4.
And we lose.
Extra frame to do it, but hey, they're not going to complain as they lock up a nice road victory here in 10 innings.
A 1-run finish today, 5-4, the final score. Jonathan Hennigan claims the win out of the pen, his first. Trevor Betancourt wraps it up for the save, his 3rd of the campaign. So that'll just about do it for us this afternoon. Thanks to Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac and the rest of the crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. To find out more, head over to theshow.com.
Joining us here this afternoon.
3 months at a time. Maybe I could support my wife save my house. And that's all I ever would. Other young people. They're encouraging. Dangerous activity.
Let's see. Tally 8 in his pitch with Los Angeles Angels pitchers in any Diamond Dynasty. Scratch. All in is a habit.
breaking your back, breaking your leg, traveling around.
I think there's a lot to do in this game.
Be pretty cheap, and I felt that 5 is close. For another person, and a kid, none of that was really. I remember when I was traveling as a captain in there, ready for another. Not the meaning of life, who I was, what I was going to be, but after doing this, I'm so stressed.
This is the story that
That's
I am
fair.
all about lately. The organization drafted him higher than he was projected to go, and they seem to believe that he could be a two-way player for them. But not everybody agrees. I've got the mayor, Sean Casey, with me. Sean, you're not sold on this idea. Am I right about that?
Yeah, I'm not sold on it because I think baseball is such a tough sport. And, you know, when you first get drafted, maybe you come out of high school or you come out of college, right? I mean, it's easy to be a two-way player. But when you get into professional baseball, it's so specialized. The pitchers are at another level, the hitters are at another level, and the work that goes into that one side of the game, there's so much that goes into it. So for a player to come into pro ball and try and be a two-way player, that's going to be a really tough thing to do, and not many people have had a ton of success at that.
And the refinement's only one aspect of it. There's also the physical stamina that goes into playing a professional season, coming from college or high school where you've got a few days off between games. It's very grueling in the pro ranks.
Well, it's the grueling part about professional baseball. In the minors, you're playing 144 games. In the big leagues, you're paying 162. The mental part of that, having to play night in and night out, is so taxing and so demanding. So to do that mental side of it two ways, I mean, for me, going back as a hitter, it would almost have been impossible for me to do that.
Pilates. Meditation app. Clutch. I'm not so much worried about the control on that. Let's go with that.
He's getting some great results as a pitcher early on in his career, and it seems like a lot of folks around the game are taking notice. Jim Callis of MLB Pipeline joins me. Jim, what do you make of his work on the mound so far?
What you got to say, Jim?
It's been very impressive. I mean, we always knew this guy had arm strength, but he needed to refine it, and we're seeing that. You know, this is a guy who he's not just throwing the fastball. He can throw multiple pitches. His secondary pitches have gotten better. He's throwing them for strikes, and not just strikes, but quality strikes. He's putting the ball where he wants in the strike zone. So it's been very impressive. You know, and you can sometimes see, you know, when you're watching prospects in the minors, pitchers in the minors, the guys who are really dialed in, their team loves playing behind them. The defenders are, you know, engaged. This guy's throwing strikes. The game's moving quickly. They're having success.
SPF,
and you can see that with this guy.
And to your point about him not relying on the fastball, it seems like AA, as we know, it's where a lot of the elite breaking
I've been playing a lot of MLB the Show. I need to
sliders,
do some of these
even the changeup. You know,
dynasty
this is where
things.
you really start to see those come into play. I think that's really been to his benefit.
Yeah, AA is really a proving ground, to be honest with you. I mean, it's not just quality of stuff. I mean, obviously, you have to have quality stuff.
Okay, thanks, guys.
An agent needs to check in from time to time to make sure his client is happy with his situation.
With the Rockies.
A savvy agent will engender confidence in his client. Confidence that he has a world of possibilities at his fingertips. measure of a good agent is how well he can turn these possibilities into actualities.
All right, let's go play. And what do the handshakes and the stars mean? I have no idea.
Coverage of Double-A Northeast League baseball is on the air.
I have not a
Tonight,
clue.
The first of this 3-game weekend series between the New Hampshire Fisher Cats and the Hartford Yard Goats. It's baseball on the show, and it's coming up next. Brandon Gold, a right-handed Georgia native, gets the starting nod. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, this guy's last 3 starts haven't been that bad, but he's picked up a no decision in all 3. I'm sure he'd like to pick up the W in this one here today.
All right, let's go. Everybody got on chains, huh?
And there you see his righty-lefty splits and how they've played out so far this season.
No errors, no errors, no errors, no errors.
Smoked on the ground up the middle. He's got it. Throw in time at first for out number 2. Set to get his evening at the plate started. Smokey Joe trying to get it going at the plate. It's been tough sledding for him so far this year.
Woo.
And that's into the corner, a foul ball and right. The 0-1 offering. Tried to crush that ball and now perhaps needs to shorten up with 2 strikes.
He put himself in a good position, jumping ahead 0-2 with the bases loaded. Now we'll see if he can finish it off.
And he strikes it out here, so he's able to stop the bleeding a bit as this side is retired. So they do get 3 that inning. That's the good news. The bad news is they leave 3 men on base.
Yeah, man. I don't like that about that. So impatient. I didn't get a pull count or anything. I just was swinging at whatever came. All right, let's go.
Ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. On the ground is short. This could be 2. Scooped up to second for 1. On to first as they get the double play to get.
There we go, baby.
That's all they get.
That's what I'm talking about.
Bottom half of inning number 2. The Yard Goats lead it 3-0. And now in the box, John Ramsey. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. Hit sharply on the ground. And that's through, a base hit. The runner scores from second, and they inch a little bit closer. That makes it 7-1 now.
You know what I like right there?
How do I die? That is the question.
Not trying to do too much.
I think it's cool.
Right back up
I think it's X.
again, staying within himself, and just knowing that anything to the outfield gets him.
Pretty sure it's X.
That's a good piece of hitting. That's a great point, D-Roy. I think a lot of times hitters go up there trying to do a little bit too much. Sometimes you just have to go ahead and hit the ball where it's pitched, and a good job, and a run batted in.
Outside for a ball, 1-1.
Ooh.
Down here as it's to 1-2.
Guess who tipped their hand? They were sitting all over a piece of cheese. He flew open on the front side.
And it's fouled away.
Gotta believe that was a mislocation because it missed right down the middle. This guy's gonna have nightmares at the plate thinking about missing that one.
Fouled off. it back up the middle.
There we go.
This is going to scoot on through into center for a base hit.
There we go.
You know who's the
Finally, it was the last time I was on base.
His starting pitcher. He's got a big old smile on his face. He knows he has a 6-run lead here in the early going to work with. You can't let that take away your edge, though.
And stepping in, Scott Burcham, 1 for 2. He grounded out first time up and followed that with a base hit. This pitch is popped up. And that's in there, base hit. He'll hold it second, and there are 2 aboard now.
Well, that's what's so disappointing as a pitcher, D-Row. You make a really good pitch, and yet this guy's so big and so strong, he's able to muscle it into right field for a base hit.
Yeah, you hand your batting gloves to the first base coach right there, and you thank your lucky stars.
Why did I wait to run, though? That's the question.
So next to hit is
Gotta work out some kinks with the gameplay.
fly out for him in his last trip. Now a pickoff play at second. Oh, and it froze him, and they got him.
Damn it.
Next to dig in.
Hate this part of bitch.
Oh, now here's a drive out to the alley. Running hard, he's digging for second.
As a hitter, the only feeling better than hitting a bomb is driving one into the gap like that.
So now here is Smokey Joe. Smokey Joe, 1 for 2 on his line so far in the game. Now the first pitch.
Ooh, right in there.
1 out, nobody on.
And I swung at that high one.
Strike 2.
2 mid-90s fastballs and you're down 0-2. This is where you got to take a deep breath and pop commit. You're either all in on another fastball or you're finding a way to stay back to attack something off speed.
And indeed, the throw will finish him off as they get the put out at first, and they're right. Next will be the designated hitter, Carlos Benitez.
Frustration is elevating.
For 1 in the ball game. The 1-1. Hard hit ball to short.
Damn it. What's the dive button? What's the dive button? What is the dive button? What is the dive button? Yeah. RB. Okay.
Man, I watched Chipper Jones for years, one of the best switch hitters of all time.
Can't keep making that mistake.
Craft under the tunnel. It's not easy to put the time in, but bottom line is one of the reasons why.
Let's go.
Now to the plate, Smokey Joe. Smokey Joe. He'll start things out here in the bottom of inning number 7. Lifted down the line in left. Oh, 1 count. Here's the pitch. Ball 1.
Yeah, you can have that. You can have that.
Hit to short.
Damn it.
Right there.
Hustle.
Goes in time, and that's out number 1. Now at the plate is Cullen Large. An error allowed him to reach base in his last appearance.
I'm not supposed to snow today.
A bouncer to the left side. Reined in. And he'll reach first as they can't make the play on him. Next, it'll be Logan Warmoth.
Logan Warmoth? All right, Logan.
Hard on the ground towards short. Right to him. On to first, and they're an out away. 2 gone here in the 9th.
It seemed like
Beat the sleeves off them boys.
That's usually the case when you win a game by 8 runs. Feels good to dominate a game like that.
11-3 the final score in this contest. The Hartford Yard Goats posted 11 runs on the scoreboard when it was all said and done. Brandon Gold takes the win on the mound, his 2nd of the year. Adam Kloffenstein was unable to work out of the 2nd inning as he settled with the loss. So that just about does it for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our entire crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way over to the new website, theshow.com.
We remind you to please drive home safely.
Play discipline and play vision. All right. Ha. No program progress. What is this? Let's see. Rank season, battle royale. All right, let me go. What am I doing? A lot of things. Derby, challenge of the week. All right, let's see. Accumulate hits to achieve as many points as possible within 3 outs. Okay. Silver Slugger, All-Star. Leaderboards. God damn. No, these people are not fucking around. So we're just hitting the ball then. Okay. Hey, PP. Good morning. Morning, Mama. Good morning, Lilo and Stitch. That was early? Okay. Early. Wow. And that was late. That was good. Wow. Okay, so I suck. All right, cool. Cool. I need homers. That was early. Come on, Flight. That was late. Too late. Jesus. That was high. Yeah, I suck. Ah. Why would I swing at that? That was early too. Back it. Deep fly ball, is that a homer? It. There we go. Ooh. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty trash. That's cool. Um 62 hits. Wait, what? So this one guy off of one attempt got 118 hits, 79 streak. Jesus. You watch this, mama? Ah, what's that?